Party hard.
My life in the documentary.
Since the doc.
Yeah,
From
where
August?
was my life from August? Yeah, but what did we film in August? I really don't know where my...
I wouldn't. I'd get my GED.
I went to school, dropped out again. What the fuck did I do? Oh, okay. So I went back to school. I dropped out again. And then I started YouTube in November. And that's about it. I got piercings and tattoos. Other than that, I've lost my mind more.
You want to show your tattoos?
Oh, yeah, I have this one. And then... Ooh, shimmy, shimmy.
Ooh, demonetized.
I found schooling. I found work. I don't know if I had my new car before. I got a new car. Did I not? Yeah, I got a new car.
What kind of car, babe?
I think during that I did my boxing event. So that happened.
Did you
It was
win?
my 3 friends versus their 3 friends, and two of my friends, including me, won. So we won 2-1.
Let's go.
Oh, I just started making a comic. Now it's
Which I'm actually interested in.
I know, it's about to be like tea.
I know, I was trying to read what you crossed out a little bit, not gonna.
yeah. I
Spoilers?
Scratched it all out.
What have I done since the documentary?
I think you got a new job.
Yeah, but Katie.
I'm pretty sure you were working at Dutch.
Yeah, I got a new job. I now work at Hot Topic, if that's
Have a
not
fucking cat.
obvious. Shut up. I got a cat. She's my favorite. Her name is Stormy. She's a little gray kitten, and she's just like me, so it's perfect. I already said I got a job, got a cat.
Got new hair, I think.
Oh yeah, my hair is now black and red, and all over the place, so that hasn't changed. I'm working on getting a house, working on my writing again. I'm writing a novel, and I'm gonna start painting this year.
Oh my god, tell me why that was on my New Year's resolution.
Yeah, I'm gonna start painting and planting. PP. But yeah,
I have to completely take that off.
I think that's about it. That's all I did during that span. I'm planning on getting new piercings and tattoos this year, so if my face looks like it has metal in it, I finally did that. Sweet.
So the novel that's been in work for 4 years now is getting a lot of details touched up. The ending is complete of the first book. Second book's story is fleshed out. So the ending's all there and the entire story's there, and the first book's about done. Will probably be another 2 years before the second part's even close to finished. But yeah, that's probably like the longest project I've been working on, and it's going good. Over 100 pages.
Wow, that's a lot more than last time you told me about it.
I barely work on it. I had a job when I was in the last documentary. Didn't have a job for quite a while. Have a new job now. Work at a hops factory. Kinda nice. Just started. Yeah. Can't think of anything else like super important except like I made some new friends on my own. So that's something.
He's more sociable.
So that's something I haven't done for a couple years. So that's kind of nice.
Did you see Spider-Man?
No, I haven't seen Spider-Man.
Tyke, you need to see it.
Well, I had the chance to see Spider-Man, but she was sad that day, so I took her to see Encanto, even though the 2 days later it would have been for free on Disney Plus, which I had.
We don't talk about Bruce.
But I took her to see Encanto because that was the good boyfriend thing to do. I regret it.
I'm taking her.
Oh, that's right. My childhood dog that's been with me ever since my longest memories finally passed away. So my dog, who was 17 years old, a medium-sized dog, not a big dog,
He was
not a
big.
small dog. he was decently big.
Mm-hmm.
Gunner. In human years, I did the math and used a age calculator. He was 121 years old.
No,
Yeah.
12 is about the cap, dude. Like,
He was
12 to
100
15 is about the cap.
He
Yeah.
was 17.
What a dog.
He managed to live until I turned 18, and I'm really grateful for that. I have his collar in my car, and I'm really lucky because I actually don't have any memories. Because I was alive before he was in our family, but I have no memories from before he was. So I'm really lucky to have had a dog for my entire childhood life, and I now have his collar forever in my car. Although the way he died was very
Did you get hit?
PG
controversial.
13.
I got to where I want to be in my weight. Yay, I can eat food again. That sounds bad. I ate food, but not the food I wanted to. Anyway, I got in a happy, healthy relationship, which is a lot for me. About to be 5 months. Let's go. Oh, that's a goal. I'm gonna be moving in about 2 to 3 months, which, oh, thank God. Not cities, but houses. So, honestly, that's about it. I found the title of my car. So now I can get my car fixed and get a job. But yeah, that's about it. Honestly, not much has been on.
Not much, but big developments, big improvements.
Big improvements, yeah. And I'm very happy where I am now. Friends-wise, relationship-wise, life-wise.
Mentality. You know,
Here and there.
We'll pin that until the end of the doc and see where we're at.
Yeah, we'll see where we're at the end.
But I do want to know what your guys' plans are by the time this is finished, which will be June.
I'm afraid of a lot of things. I'm afraid of doing people wrong. I'm afraid of getting into a situation where somebody I care about could get hurt, or I get hurt, like getting mugged. I get nervous when people walk by my car in the wrong areas. I get nervous when people drive by me in the wrong areas because I get nervous that they're just gonna pull a U-turn because I was wearing the wrong color in the car and they're just gonna shoot me or something. You know, I have a lot of random, obscure fears. I mean, one of my biggest is the fear of open water. Another one's the fear of cold. I don't want to go out into a mountain or to a place where an avalanche can happen or something like that because cold will take you in seconds. But really what I fear most is probably being alone. And I like being alone. I like being alone just by myself. I like being alone to do the things that I enjoy doing. I also like not being around people a lot most of the time because I enjoy doing stuff on my own. But I don't want to be alone. I want people there that I can call. I want people there that I can contact, and I want people there that I can talk to. I may be introverted, but I still have friends, you know. No, being alone is terrifying because, in my opinion, I don't have purpose and I'm useless as a human being if there isn't someone there that I can help, or if there isn't someone there that I can be there for. The moment I'm alone is when I don't have purpose, and when I don't have purpose, well, there's no reason to live without purpose. That I think I'm just most scared of being alone. I'm scared of being by myself because the moment that I'm alone, well, not that it would matter because I'm alone, but You get the idea. And I'm scared of being alone, I'm scared of dying alone. But in the case where there's somebody next to me, all of that changes. In the case where there's someone next to me, it's instantly always fight. It's instantly always protect the person next to me. And no matter how bad my fear is, I can always overcome my fear if there's someone there next to me. I can pick up a snake and throw it if I need to for my little nephew. I can deal with a mugger if my girlfriend's right next to me. I can jump into the middle of the ocean, not being able to see any land around me or anything, just in plain open water. Probably the most terrifying thing in out of everything to me. And I could do that with somebody. But the moment I'm alone, I lose my will to fight.
My biggest fear, if it had to be absolutely anything, it would be the dark. Everything about the dark, just thinking about it, makes my skin absolute crawl. I don't like, no, even though I dress like I would literally be frolicking in the nearest graveyard, like smoking or whatever, I don't like the dark at all. I've always been afraid of the dark. I think just as like a kid, you grow up and you're like, ooh, here's the sun. It's super sunny and brings light to the world and it's so pretty. And here's the dark. Everything terrible, everything just not very happy is in the dark. And I learned that from a very young age. So, with that being said, I've never liked the dark from the beginning. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of cool things that are in the dark, like glow-in-the-dark stickers. My boyfriend, he likes the dark. Not me though. But the first time I feel like I really knew that I had like an absolute like hatred for the dark is when I was around 4, and my mom at the time, I've always slept with my mom because I didn't like being alone. And so I slept with my mom, and my mom liked to have like her TV light on, and she just liked the white noise of it, and like it was comforting. And so that's how I eventually, when I got older, I could only go to bed with my TV on because that felt like safe. It was like the only like light source that was in the room, plus my mom at the time when I was little being in the room, that kept me safe. Like whatever is in the dark, I'm safe because whoever's playing on TV is like actually an FBI agent and is watching me fall asleep through my TV. That was a whole lot better to me than just being in the dark without anything. So I've never slept in like a pure dark room by myself. Like I've never done it. Probably will never ever do it ever. But I've always had night lights in my room. Even though they're like small lights, they're just something that like keeps it not from being dark. And I should probably explain why I'm scared of the dark a little bit more. Like I said, bad things happen in the dark. I believe like nothing's ever technically bad happened to me in the dark. So I could just debunk my deepest fear, but like, when do I ever listen to myself? I'm never that. So I don't, and I'm still scared of the dark. Matter of fact, when the whole craze with LEDs and like having LEDs in your room, godsend. Let me just say that. Thank God, whoever started that trend, bless you, because you really saved my life, because here I was running up my electric bill with my TV on, my lamps on, the night lights popping. Like I don't like the dark at all. I don't like it. It's just everything about it just sounds scary. Like, think of like the scariest thing imaginable in the day, and then think about it at night. Exactly. It is just the time of the 24-hour rotation that we go around on this fucking earth. I think that my fear is like, I can overcome it. Can I conquer my fear of the dark? Yes and no. It is a relatively easy fear. I feel like the fear of the dark is something that you're not really afraid of the dark itself. You're afraid of what could be inside of the dark. Which is true. Yeah, I am morally more terrified of whatever is in the dark, but the dark itself also scares me. Like, just being succumbed in darkness is enough. Like, there doesn't have to be anything in the dark, just being in the dark is enough.
And the topic for this month is fear. So, yes, I'm in my room. It's being remodeled, but that's besides the point. I still have my computer in here. I wanted to look up for myself and everyone a cold, flat definition of the word fear. And what I found was an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or a threat. So, I just wanted everyone to know what fear was before I started. And I'm going to break it up into 3 kinds of fear. There's real life scenario fears. That ranges to a lot of things that can actually happen that you're scared of. The second one is more of a phobia, like your worst phobia. And number 3 is fiction, something that's fictional that you're scared of. And I want to start with the first one, which is like a real life scenario. I very much fear death. The thought that my life is going to end at one point and there's nothing I can do about it. I go as far as to tell everyone that I'm going to get rich just so I can freeze my body and then resume me back in the year 3000 or something. I just hate the thought of death. Where that stems from, I just don't know what not living is going to be like, and that just sets fear into me. That all of this, my computer, my desk, the chair that I'm sitting on, is going to mean nothing when I'm dead. So, yeah, that was a deep one, but my real fear is death. And my second one, I'll just go with a phobia. I don't know what it's called. Maybe I have to look it up real quick. Okay, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, if it's nycto or nyctophobia, but it's basically just the fear of the dark. That's a fear for a lot of people, but I couldn't find an exact one for what I fear, which is like alone in the dark and in silence. Like woods, empty buildings. My adrenaline definitely boosts more when I'm in those situations. And that is a phobia. It's almost an irrational fear of the dark. And a last one, which is a fictional thing. I'm not going to say what it is because I'm scared of this thing the most. And I don't want it to backfire on me. But this thing is a fictional character, and it happens to scare me a lot. And that stems from my childhood. My mom used to watch a lot of horror movies, and we came across watching that character in movies, and I just have been afraid ever since. It's not just the character that scares me in the movie. That's what I could say about it. But This one is a worse fear than the dark, and even, well, no, I'm afraid of death more. But what makes me scared of this so much is after, when people that I knew, even my family and my friends, when they found out that I was scared of this thing when I was little, they would just terrorize me with it. Playing the movie all the time, shoving it in my face, like, all of that. And I remember this one time, I had to go to the bathroom, and the bathrooms weren't working, and it was, like, late at night, in the dark, and I went out to the back to go to the bathroom, and I'm done going to the bathroom, and I turn around, and it's my cousin dressed up as the character, and I almost passed out. And the person started walking to me too, and then I almost passed out, and my cousin had to cut the crap, and yeah, that's what mainly did it for me. But even today, I am still scared of that thing.
My biggest fear is being alone, sad as it is. And I know a lot of people tell me, they're like, well, you're gonna have to learn. Some days you're just gonna have to be alone. And I know. You don't think I know that already? Like, duh. But it's just, when I'm alone, I get really anxious. It makes me feel like I'm going insane after a while of being alone. Like, recently I've been on my own in my house for like a week and a half. My mom is now home, but I literally just felt like I was gonna go insane because I had no one to talk to, you know. Like, it gives me dread when I'm alone. It sends me into a panic. I hate it, obviously, because I know I'm gonna have to deal with it on days when I don't want to, but there's nothing I can really do about it. So, I mean, there is. Where I think it stems from, or where I think and where I know it stems from. I have a lot of abandonment issues. From my childhood, after a while, I have an older sister, and after she, started growing up and I wasn't, I was left alone a lot. My mom was always busy, so I was just really lonely. And ever since, I've always hated the feeling. I'm a person who likes to be surrounded by people. I mean, obviously not all the time, but I like to be surrounded by people when I can, at least. Another reason where it stems from is I've been left alone on multiple occasions, by boys, by friends, by, just a lot of people, and it's it made me feel like no matter what happens, I will always end up alone, which I know is not the case. I have my friends, obviously, I have my boyfriend, and I trust that they'll always be here, but it's just there's a voice in my head that makes me think otherwise, and it's terrible, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna have to live with it, obviously. I'm adulting. I'm gonna be moving out. I'm gonna have a job where I'm not gonna have anyone familiar around me, so yeah, there's that. That's what I think it stems from. So there's a few things I do to suppress this feeling when I'm lonely and wanting to bash my head against a wall. I'll put on TV, lately I've been watching Jersey Shore Family Vacation because I grew up on that shit. I will also watch YouTube, Bailey Sarian, I'm big into crime, I love crime cases. I will call my friends if they pick up, or my family, like my cousin or my dad,
if they pick up. A lot of the times I'll have my boyfriend on call because he knows I hate being alone, and so I'll just have him there so I don't slowly slip into madness. Or I'll just simply ask my friends to hang out, and if they can't, well, it is what it is. You know, they have their own lives. I'm not gonna like make them go other way to hang out with me just because I'm scared of being alone, you know.
I got this already. So I have a bucket list, right? I have a bucket list. And on this bucket list, I want to achieve my higher self. I want my third eye completely open by like June, sure. Right? Like I want to start going more on my spirituality, my journey to that word. Yes, that. I want that to be intuition. I also want to start more positive self-talk because I feel like I'm a type of person that I need to talk to myself to like believe things. So I'll be like, oh yeah, that looks cute. I have to say it out loud to myself in a mirror. Otherwise it won't work. So I want to do that a lot more. I want to have a house or an apartment somewhere where me and him can be. Because we're at the point in our relationship of 5 years that I want
I can't propose to her until we have a place.
I have that same rule.
So I really need a house,
It's been 5 years. There's nothing stopping me except we don't have a fucking place. I'm not gonna be married to you and not living together. She already knows when. As soon as we have the place, like straight up, as soon as we walk in the fucking door.
So I really need a house, right? I need a place.
Do you see her issue?
I made a decision
Because
like
I
before
don't.
prom.
Can you help me?
This is actually something I legitimately decided at like our prom. I decided
Yes,
I'm either going to
Tiger,
propose to her
stick
at
to
prom
it.
or I'm not going to propose until we have a place. And then
Prom
I was
sucked.
like, oh yeah, Eisenhower's prom is going to be shitty and it's going to suck and it's going to be horrible. So I'm not going to propose there.
Entitled.
I would have shit myself.
Exactly. So I'm glad that didn't work out.
I'm not gonna lie, if you got down on one knee, be like, what are you doing? You're gonna get your outfit all dirty, get up. Piercings, I want piercings. I want at least 2 tattoos by then. And I already said place. And I want better friendship relationships, like in real life, instead of like online. Like I want them to be like equal. And forgiving and forgetting some people that did me wrong, some people that I don't talk to anymore. Healing my own personal trauma. That's about it.
By then I want to be having a job, my car totally fixed, and my license, in my new place, which I probably will be by then. Hopefully, I am hoping it works out, which I'm sure it will. But and that's it. Just I want a drama-free year. I don't want no bullshit. I don't want to be dragged into anything.
Slay.
Please, this isn't high school anymore. I need to live my adult life. I just need a positive year. That's what I want. And so far, so good.
I personally want a consistent income, a place to live, and apparently I have a lot of trauma that I don't apparently acknowledge. I didn't know about most of this stuff. Most of it's about apparently like my earlier days as a kid. I kind of laugh at it now, but she says it's a coping mechanism.
I want another boxing event so I can fight someone. Because the people that I fought, there's a lot of people that in that group that think that I still can't fight.
I want to box you.
So I'm gonna pick the biggest guy and fight him. I don't care how much he weighs. I would like an apartment too. I would like a full-time job by June. It'll probably be before then. I think that's it. All the other stuff is very minor. Finish at least 3 comics, maybe.
Okay, by June, I want to have my teeth at least in Invisalign, hopefully. I want to grow on YouTube more, hopefully get my license or be somewhere close to than what I am now, because I've only had like 2 lessons in me that are 5 minutes long. I'm fine. Not die, you know, try not to. I try not to make myself do it. And then hopefully by June, I'm planning my half birthday in Cali. And then I just want to learn new skills like painting and just being more grateful and just learning more about myself and healing and hopefully not canning more cars.
That's a good start.
And hopefully I don't go to jail.
I'm really about to spend money in here. I know it. This is terrible. Terrible.
You're telling me. First, right when I walk in, I see a shirt I want, and then I'm like,
Fucking throwing up. I'm throwing up. This is so bad, bro.
throwing up and puking.
That's so cute. Whoa, they have phase 4 stuff. Well, hello. Oh, I'm equal.
This is not how I wanted this to end, but unfortunately this is where we're gonna go from here. The clips you just saw were from January. It is currently March. Unfortunately, the only footage I got for this video project was in January. We didn't make it to February due to unfortunate circumstances. I told myself that I wouldn't make this segment of the video when I was still angry. So that's why it's been a while before I could do this. Am I still angry? Yes. But I'm not going to air out anyone's dirty laundry because that is not my person and that is not my maturity level. So I will keep most info confidential. There were just some obstacles we couldn't overcome with the cast, such as scheduling and just the time to make film sessions and headspace, and it was just not the right time to film this project. Unfortunately, I will never be revisiting this project. It's not going to be something that I just put off and finish later. As for the cast, I am no longer on speaking terms with some of them I'm still very much good friends with. I had all this stuff planned for the project. I had a whole thing planned for it. So it sucks that we can't finish it, but that's just how life goes and there's nothing I can really do about it. We had already gotten off to a rough start in January because unfortunately 3 of the cast members could not revisit for a second documentary due to COVID issues and just social issues with other people of the cast. So it was already kind of bumpy in the beginning and then COVID hit really bad. And so instead of meeting twice a month or anytime we could, I changed it to meeting once a month in public areas where you could wear masks, like obviously. I think only one of the meetings weren't in a public area, and that was a game night at my house. I was planning a talent show. I was planning so many cool locations to film in. I am disappointed. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that. It just wasn't in the cards for us this year. You know, I guess that's just kind of where my mind has settled with it so that I don't feel too upset about it. I will plan on doing more video projects in the future because it is something I'm very passionate about and it's something that I love doing. I will not be doing any more video projects with the cast of the documentary. There was just too many conflict issues both rounds, and so I'd rather just not participate in things with those people anymore. Not all of them I'm on bad terms with, but there are a few that I refuse to socialize at this time. I hope you guys can enjoy what we had left of the dock. It's definitely not as extravagant as I wanted it to be. I just hope that if you were interested in this at all, that you can understand that this video project can't be finished, and I hope you guys aren't too disappointed, but